So the next change that we're going to discuss is ponytails. I know there's been changes to the ponytail's hair length and it not having to be encapsulated for a certain length. Sarmi just Sanders, can you expound on that?
For the short ponytail?
Yes.
Correct. So yeah, the short ponytail, this has been a one that's been up for debate. Like, how can you force something out of nothing? You know, if you don't have the texture or length of hair to form a bun, what do you do? So we wanted to say, hey, you know what? It's okay to be able to wear a ponytail on the back of your head as long as it's not as wide as the back of your head, or it, you know, impairs the proper wear of your headgear. So this is one of those ones that the panel really looked at and said it just makes sense. Why not? I mean, as long as it's, you know, professional in appearance and it's neat and well groomed, why not? So here we are, you know, being able to, you know, have an option. And from the medical perspective that the dermatologist really put, right now, soldiers who are forcing hair to go into a bun is really pulling on the hair, causing hair loss, alopecia. And what we want to do, along with diversity and inclusion, but from the medical health and wellness aspect, is how do we make sure we keep our soldiers healthy? How do we go opposite of hair loss? So the best way to do that is to look at an option, and this is our option right here.
Now, SMA, we saw a lot on your social media, especially over the block leave. This topic is very emotionally charged for a lot of people. So what kind of went into, what were some of the things that you were hearing and your thoughts on this topic?
And this is really, how do you, I had actually a clap. You didn't see it out there, but there were people in here clapping for this. So, and what explained to me, how do I go from, if I want to go from medium to long hair, how do I do that? And then, why do I have to have my hair in a bun? So, and how do I do that? Sometimes the texture of my hair won't allow me to do that. So why wouldn't we have a policy that it is a little bit more inclusive based off the texture of my hair? And if I want to go, from a medium hairstyle to a long hairstyle, you have to have some kind of short ponytail, or you just had it, and once you cut it off, you can't ever, go from one hairstyle to the other. So I think this is really good for the Army.
All right, we said short ponytails. How about long ponytails? What did the panel come back with on long ponytails? First, what did the panel say originally, Sergeant Major Sanders? And then as we came back to that, we'll go SMA to discuss how that evolved.
Roger. So initially, the recommendation was to have long ponytails for female soldiers, not the guys, for female soldiers in all uniforms. And that was strictly a no, like, hey, keep it in the Army physical fitness uniform only. But after some talking, some more recommendations were brought up, and this is why there was a benefit of having a very diverse, panel from the combat arms perspective as well, and just soldiers in general. And then we're able to look at, effectiveness and functionality along with the other, good, nice to haves. And what we looked at was, making this a yes, but under certain conditions. And some of those conditions are, conducting physical training in the Army combat uniform, utility uniforms, and also when, you're wearing certain kind of helmets like a CVC helmet or advanced combat helmet, to be able to have the option for taking your bun down in a ponytail and tucking that hair in the back of your neck down in your Army combat uniform coat, in order to be able to put that helmet on so it can sit without it impairing your vision or making it uncomfortable when you're trying to execute, effective training or combat operations.